Hello and welcome to another one podcast.
We have a Patreon. It's one of the best Patreons in the game.
By best, it's more of us.
Hundreds of hours of content. There's specials on there.
Three
specials. 2 live shows. It's one of the best Patreons around. You won't regret it. Sign up. £3 a month. That's all it fucking is.
I can't promise you it's one of the best or the most valuable, but if you enjoy us,
I think it is.
It's the only way to guarantee this carries on.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So
Genuinely.
It's up to you. Would you like this podcast to carry on? If the answer to that question is yes, then why not part with 75p a week by signing up to our Patreon?
Patreon.com/another one podcast. Sign up to it. You don't even have to enjoy the content that's on there.
You don't even have to watch it.
No.
Just
sign up.
75p a week,
yeah,
so that you get your public episode every week, guaranteed. Because if it drops below a certain level, it will stop.
75p a week.
The minute this costs us money again, it's gone.
Yeah, and it's
barely even.
So, please,
for the love of God,
please now. It's beyond a joke now. There's only one podcast that needs the money, and that's ours. We're absolutely brassic, and we've got the most outgoings, like dependents.
Another one.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 180. Is it 180?
179.
179 with me, Simon Wozniak. So I'll put the phone down now. It's interesting. Me, Simon Wozniak, co-host Rob Thomas. Joining us again now. Returning guest, another one Hall of Famer, Alastair Clark.
Hello.
You got a little hair coming from your moustache that I want to get.
Oh, you've got matching quiffs. I just noticed.
Yeah, that's kind of thing. Yeah. So, his is better. I prefer that one. What made you want to get it cut? Summer?
Well, no, I wanted it cut for ages, but I'm still making a documentary.
Of course, yeah.
And I had to have it long for continuity reasons. But we've wrapped filming, so now I'm back.
Back to where?
Does that really matter?
Well, I don't know. If you were watching a film and then all of a sudden I'm going from having short hair to having long hair every so often, would that not bother you? I feel like you're the kind of person that would be bothered by that.
If I was watching a film, then timeline-wise, that would bother me. But if I'm watching a documentary, it's like, it's a documentary. Like, people change. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be filmed over time. I don't expect this to be filmed in one. It's a documentary.
In post-production, they go, hang on, we need to pick up there or something. And they're screwed then, aren't they?
That's it. Yeah, but
Did you have to do anything like that?
I think he is post-production, so he just goes,
well, we can't.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I'll just have to pretend I've tied it up or something.
yeah, you could have done that, I suppose.
Wear a bandana.
Yeah. We're just like a big woolly hat or something.
Have you been?
Yeah, good. Just been busy, but all good stuff mostly.
Had your first gig, didn't you, in the Birkenhead last night?
Yeah, Sunday. Yeah, so that was the first one of Future Yard. That was good.
I liked your marketing reel for it.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I was pretty pleased with that. We got 91 likes, but didn't. I don't think transferred to any ticket sales. But so that was a good 20 quid well spent, wasn't it? But,
you paid someone to do the reel?
Yeah, it was. I mean, so he's a mate of mine. So he did it dead cheap. But it was basically the premise was you can find this on.
Was it the national one?
No, this is an advertising one for his.
Oh, okay. Night. So this was okay.
So basically, the premise is that I'm trying to sell a comedy show in a music venue. So I go up to like an unsuspecting music fan in the venue and try and sell him it by pretending that the comedy night is a band.
Okay.
And that's the premise, and it was just a load of improv there, and then so we did that, and it was a really fun night though. Everyone had a good one, and the venue were pleased. It's just so hopefully they want to do more because
I've not had
any food served.
They do pizza there.
That qualifies it.
Cafe.
Qualifies
cafe.
It. Cafe there.
Yeah.
Was the people drinking coffee rather than alcohol?
There was all the coffee. Yeah. Hot drinks.
San Pellegrinos.
They keep the hot drinks on there. You know what I mean? They don't turn the coffee machine
How do you feel when you see people drinking soft drinks at a comedy night? Do you feel a bit, oh God, they're going to actually hear this?
Ugh.
They're going to listen.
These cunts are paying attention.
Yeah.
I best get the wording right.
Yeah. Yeah, when I see them with the scarves on and the coffees, the old women, the coffees and that, thinking, oh, these are here to listen to the words now. They don't want to see a man shout. they're going to go, I want to listen to how you've structured everything here. And then I'll decide if I laugh, and I go, that's not, I need you to just be.
I just start worrying about structure because I just think, you know what, if I'm doing a bit that's ironic and it doesn't come across as ironic, these are racist anyway, so that's fine. They're going to enjoy it. But when I see them go, I'm going to have to make sure the irony is really nailed on here. Otherwise, like
that is the one thing I found, like getting sort of more of sort of circuit stuff is I'm like I do require you to listen to this because otherwise it's not going to work.
Yeah, I think I like to think my bits are getting more now where you need to listen. I like to think, you know, I've still got me shouting in me, which is you know, can't lose that because that's the bread and butter. Yeah.
That's the brand.
That's the foot on the throat sort of thing of just battering. That's the stand and bang. But I'm trying to get more, see if I can maybe get more laughs from words now.
Yeah.
Which
someone told me the other day, I'm the smoothest comedian they've ever seen.
The smoothest?
They've never seen a set run so smoothly from one bit to the next. And I was like, yeah, it's because I put
not like you to repeat a compliment someone's give you.
Shoehorned it in. And I thought, finally someone gets it.
Right.
And she was like, yeah, because I put so little effort in. That's how it feels.
Yeah, smoothest acts in the biz.
Yeah.
In other words, just,
so it didn't mean your head.
Just carry on talking. It's what I do. I just take a breath, leave it, and then start.
Do you ever just think about just sort of keeping people's compliments to yourself, or do you feel the need to shout it out?
I found that I kept it quiet for a good 10 days.
Yeah. That's not bad.
What's the point in having a podcast if you can't repeat compliments?
Yeah. Any negative comments you want to talk about?
Oh, there's a few. Not on my stand-up, I don't think,
No?
Like recently.
Never any bad feedback?
Oh, yeah, of course. But I'm trying to think recently.
Right, okay. You have any bad feedback after gigs?
No, not really.
No.
But then again, I'm not.
There's compliments where they don't intend to insult you, which insult you, but then there's ones where I am actually now want to just really upset this man with this feedback now.
Oh, Taylor's Ryan one pissed me off.
Right.
Even though it ended up with her being on the pods, that was good.
Oh, someone else?
Yeah, she posted that it was our last guest as a popular OnlyFans model.
All right.
And she was at Hot Water's birthday show. And she's done the rounds of the podcast in the Northwest. Never heard of us. And she was posting all the other podcast hosts. She was posting like, I've been to see some really funny acts tonight. And then blah, 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 blah.
Podcast hosts are the only ones advertised?
And someone else. And I was like, well, I had the best gig of the night, so that's someone else. It's clearly me. Wow. So I messaged her going, I'm assuming I'm someone else. And she was like, yeah, it is. And I was like, yeah, you're a rat.
She's got another one in there, best gig of the night as well. He loves it. He got to do it. He does it subconsciously.
That didn't come from anyone else.
That's his judgment on that one. That's his feedback.
No one did Rob Thomas better than me.
Yeah.
But I had a weird one a little while ago. I was doing it was in Birmingham, and that's irrelevant. But I came off, and I've got this bit about my great uncle Jeff who died in a plane crash. But the joke is that he built the plane himself, which I sort of take as this sort of like big like superstructure for like men wanting to do dangerous stuff.
The Red Bull Air Race sort of thing.
And the thing is that like in the Edinburgh show that was in, it always went over because I think people got that like that was
he built honest. The plane himself.
Whereas I think now when you're doing like circuit stuff, because people are like, oh, he just made that up for a joke, and I'm like, no, this is actually real.
He built the plane himself.
That actually happened.
That's because when you're doing festival stuff, people who come to see you are like you,
and
are from a similar background to you.
Well,
so they believe that.
Sorry. Sorry.
When scumbags are coming to see you like me and going, fuck off, mate, your uncle built a plane.
Yeah, well, not very well.
Sorry, he built a plane?
Yeah, he built a plane.
How old was he when he died?
He was in his like 40s. He moved to Australia.
That's so
built
funny.
Built a plane and crashed it.
He built the plane himself.
But the thing is...
First, go.
Well, I don't know. But
can you do some research? I'd be interested in that.
The thing is, I just thought he died in a commercial plane crash. My dad was like, no. He did it himself. Yeah. But anyway, so I'm doing this bit, and I'm like, and then after the show, I'm talking to someone, and they're going, "Oh, is that real?" I go, yeah, it's absolutely true. Yeah. Like, that's like a real thing. I don't have the comedy brain to like a better comedian can be like, "Oh, it'd be funny if that happened," whereas I have to have it happen, and then I go, "Oh yeah, cool."
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah,
creative
that's true.
People.
And then someone goes, and then I do another bit. I've got another bit, which is just like stuff about my girlfriend, and then you went, "Oh, have you got a girlfriend as well?" I was like, Is that less believable? What are you talking about? You just don't believe that I've got a girlfriend.
Yeah, you've imagined that one up as well.
It's like, what do you think it is? Like, well, I just sit in a cocoon the entire time.
Where did he try and fly it? I'm interested now.
I don't think he knows that much. He doesn't even know what go it was.
No, well, it's one of those. My dad doesn't know about because he moved to Australia before it happened. This is obviously before the internet, so he couldn't. Yeah. You know, there was no. So basically, obviously, they got the call. Oh, Uncle Jeff died in a plane crash in a plane he built himself, and there wasn't like. Right.
You sure it wasn't suicide? There's like.
Well, that's the joke. The joke is that I'm like, who builds a plane? That's not a mentally well man.
Yeah.
And then I sort of take that premise to its logical conclusion.
At no point did you question whether there ever was a plane, and someone was just trying to soften the blow.
Oh, could you? Yeah.
You know, like, have you ever heard that old famous joke about the cat who climbed on the roof?
No.
I was looking after my girlfriend's cat while she was away, and she called me up while she was away saying, how's the cat getting on? But it had died. So I told her, I'm sorry, love, the cat's died. And she was like, oh, couldn't you put it in a nice way? Like, he climbed on the roof and lay in the sun and just decided that was his time. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry about that, love. And she goes, anyway, how's me nan? Well, she climbed on the roof.
That's a comics bit, that, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. It's an old joke. I'm saying it's similar. It's similar to that joke. Like, do you not think someone was going, well, yeah, your uncle built a plane and decided to fly it off a mountain rather than throwing himself off a fucking cliff?
Mm. I do think that there's I mean, he used to race motorbikes. He was a bit of a... He was
daredevil.
He came second in the Manx Grand Prix on the Isle of Man. Like, he was a pretty handy road racer.
Nice.
They're psychos, them, though, because when we went to the Isle of Man with Freddie and we watched them fly around at them speeds, it's just death.
And people stand 10 yards away from
I think last... Like, was it...
We said that'd be the best suicide, wouldn't it?
The Isle of Man TT.
Yeah. Just kill yourself on the Isle of Man TT.
Like, anyone who's in road racing for a long time, that's just what happens.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Like, you're dying just as another statistic, so no one thinks you tried to kill yourself. But you're an amateur who's took a dirt bike to the Isle of Man TT.
No, they know it was you.
But no one knows you're trying to kill yourself.
Why have you all of a sudden got a motorbike? What's going on here? Oh no, I just fancy it.
Bucket list, mate.
Yeah, I've always wanted to.
Why are you doing bucket list items now?
I think I still love the idea of somebody building their own plane and dying in the maiden voyage.
It's incredible, isn't it?
You wouldn't use that for a flight, would you? It's more of a ship saying that.
You surely yeah.
Like, I want to know how far he got or where.
First, or what?
Well,
I'm thinking like Red Bull thing off the pier.
That's what I'm thinking as well. Yeah.
But I'm thinking maybe not with this.
In my head, the plane explodes. But that's just my idea.
How much of a plane we calling as well? Because I'm thinking it's just a frame and some wings.
Oh, I think
you think a combustible engine?
Yeah, I think he was pretty handy. I mean, he used to race motorbikes, so I think he knew what he was doing with engines and stuff. Like, and back then you could build stuff like from kits like that. There wasn't,
what, from magazines?
Coming out the news agents with a massive magazine with a wing strapped to it.
Yeah. You don't know what IKEA was like before woke. You know what I mean? Woke ruined IKEA. But you can't get a plane anymore.
But you used to be able to buy like kit cars. Like, you'd buy like an instruction manual on how to buy the car, on how to build the car.
Yeah.
That was like, and then you'd buy
a lot less jeopardy involved with building a car going wrong, though, I think.
Well, that's it. But I think back then,
just on the shelf, just like a
I don't know whether it was on the shelf.
A magazine.
But we spoke with Kate about the science of it. It only lifts because of the air, like the suction, isn't it? So like, he's just got to get something that's gonna travel fast enough to catch air or something, isn't it?
Yeah, there's more air going underneath the wing than above it.
Yeah, so therefore, what speed we didn't get down to Cape because I got told it was boring, but actually it was quite interesting.
Right.
But like, again, there's him just going, no one wants to hear about this, and then it turns out everyone wanted to hear about it when they listened to it. That was quite interesting. Anyway, how fast have you got? Well, you don't. None of us know, do we?
Well, I saw a video of someone the other day.
You got to slightly tilt it up or something, then it'll catch, right?
But it was like, it had a top speed like 60 miles an hour.
Speed depends on the size of the plane.
Exactly, yeah, because that's how much lift you need.
The weight and stuff.
So the plane he was in was a one-seater sort of little.
Well, I don't know.
No one knows.
The one in the Instagram reel I was watching, which was completely unrelated, and I didn't think I'd get quizzed on it this hard. But
oh no, you will. You can't come here and say your uncle died in a plane crash and skirt over that. Come on.
Well, I'm sorry.
Also, like I say, you've given him a lot of credit for the plane. You give him a fully functioning, like engine. I'm assuming metal.
Yeah. I back him.
I'm straight away. I've gone
Carbon fibre?
wooden, couple of wings,
Yeah.
engine on the back.
He's got goggles on with a scarf and a hat, like.
You've got the same.
Yeah, same sort of like cartoon sort of.
We've gone Wright brothers.
Yeah.
And he's gone off. It's spun like that. He's caught it, flipped it, bang, fireball, dead.
Yeah.
He sort of got a bit of air, but he went like he's like 10 foot, and then he spun out.
Well, I've gone the other way. I think it's worked too well. So he's flowing, but it's gone caught and it's gone too high.
So, then he's circled back over.
He assumed he was eventually going to come down. He doesn't got a clue how he's going to come down.
So how high do you think he got then?
What?
In your head, how high did he get?
Oh, I think he's come off cliff.
You think he's done it off a cliff, not off the ground?
No, off cliff, yeah.
So you think he started, so he's gliding?
I don't think
because if you're going to fly, you'd go off the ground.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying he's gone.
A cliff means that if we don't get there,
that's what I'm saying. He's gone backwards a bit and
right.
And no, he's not cliffed it. If
in my head,
that's
he's
gliding
high enough that when he reaches,
he's got to have died, hasn't he? So like,
in my head, he's got high enough that when he hits the ground, he is doing that at terminal velocity in a fireball.
Yeah. Well, in my head, there's no fireball because there's an engine in the back.
But then
he's basically just let go.
He's gone into water for you, then, hasn't he?
No, side of the cliff, mate.
Right,
he's gone into the side of the cliff.
So it's a cliff that has no water below it. It's just a cliff in your head.
Yeah, it's like a mountain or something, yeah.
Right. Yeah, Australia. There's that, isn't there?
Yeah, is there?
Well, there's loads of
It's quite notoriously flat, is it not? Or
loads of canyons in
Norway,
Australia. You not see the Tasmanian Devil, mate? You not see that cartoon? He lived in the canyon.
What, he did it off that rock? That Australian rock, whatever it's called.
Big
Ayers Rock, that's the one, thank you. Yeah, see, that's cafe that for you.
Geography.
No, in my head, he's been in a field. He's on a runway. He's not stupid. He's on a runway. And he's gone up.
This might be why your joke hasn't worked, by the way.
Yeah,
there's people like us in the audience.
He's got like, I reckon he's got like 100 foot in the air.
Yeah.
100 foot. And then it's all spun out. Like what that Leicester helicopter crash was like.
Yeah.
Got high enough that when it's come down, it's just a fireball, and that's how he's dead.
Well, I mean, but the thing is that I think that with the joke, you should just be able.
Not talk about the joke now. This is we want the real.
Well, you said this is why it's not working. Yeah, well, this is it. I don't have.
Well, it worked. I laughed.
Yeah, well, that's it. It did work because people don't believe it happened, and I don't think that this podcast is gonna. Is going to make anyone believe it happened more. No, but because we've got three conflicting ideas of how it could have possibly happened.
But I think that's why the joke's not working.
Crash investigation.
Too many people in the audience are thinking, right, putting images in their head.
Well, someone's going to try and Google what type.
I was thinking, what's his name? We can Google him.
Jeff Clark.
Jeff Clark.
Oh, it's quite.
No, I don't agree with Googling on a podcast.
Jeff Clark, Australian plane
Jeff Clark,
crash.
yeah. Google off the
Jeff
pod.
Clark.
Not on pod.
Yeah, sure there's got to be a news article about that somewhere from back in the day.
I think so. Should ever put it online.
Do you know roughly what...
I could ask my dad.
It's too late now.
I never met him, so it was pre-90s.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's why your joke hasn't worked.
Yeah, there we go. The joke does work, just people don't believe it happened. That's the problem.
Well, yeah, but you need to put more into it, I think.
Yeah, just describe it. Just be like, okay, we're going to now do...
There's too many questions.
Too many questions. I'll come up with a flip chart.
Yeah.
That's a prop comic.
Yeah, for the idiots in the audience.
If you're wondering...
It was a proper plane. No, not the Wright brothers. Proper plane.
Not a Boeing 747, smaller.
Yeah.
Couldn't imagine having the desire to build anything like that, me.
Really? I love the idea of building something from scratch. I just don't like the idea of doing the research or the education to know how to build something from scratch.
Well, that's part of learning how to build something from scratch, isn't it? That's so it's not the idea you love it because you don't love it then, because that's part of the thing of the discovery. I'm learning this. Not to go, you want to just sit there and just put it together like a Kinder Egg toy.
Yes.
I don't need the instructions for this. I'll work it out.
Yes, that's
the hat clips on there, the bases. Look at what I've built.
So when you get something from IKEA, do you not start it before you look at instructions?
Fuck that.
It's instructions.
First.
Instructions.
I can't do it. I cannot do it.
You just can't do it at all?
It overwhelms me.
For me, it's like adult Lego. I love it.
I love doing it, but I do.
Yeah, flat pack.
I start it before I look at the instructions.
Do you?
I wouldn't do that.
I want to see how far I can get before I need to look at
Tell you what I do like, though. When you see a professional joiner do something, That's satisfying.
Yeah.
When they know how to do, and they know what they're doing. Yeah. So you get a joiner who knows how to build a wardrobe and fuck the instructions off, gets his own nails and everything, and he just puts it together and it's quick. I'm like, that's arousing. That you can see why a woman would be turned on by that. It make it look so
easy as well. Yeah.
What
like
have you had this done in your house, or are you?
When I've seen joiners be able to put a curtain pole up, build a desk and build a bed within half an hour.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I mean, I got the reels where someone just decides, oh, we need a cot, so I just built my own cot.
Right. Okay. This isn't on my algorithm, but
would you not go? I could see why that would turn me on if I found a man that would be.
100%,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It turns me. Yeah.
But you can build in it then if you can build.
I just like I do watch them reels and think I'd love to be protected by him. Like I'd love to have him in my house, but then inevitably he'd shag my wife, so I can't. But like sometimes do you think, oh, I'd love,
No, but like...
It must be great being here, just being like, oh, I'd love this, and he just goes out and builds it.
Yeah.
And obviously my narcissism, I have to put him down as well while I'm watching it.
Right.
Be like, I got no mates in.
So can you build?
Well, I'm not... I don't think I can build. I do bits around the house. Me and my dad have plastered my bedroom the other week. That was...
Can you put a shelf up?
Yeah.
Nice.
You never do your own plaster.
Well, yeah, I agree after doing it. After doing it, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't think my girlfriend was that happy.
Was it a shit job?
It's not a shit job. It's just that it took fucking forever.
Was it a bad job
long.
or not?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because we didn't use normal plaster. We bought this thing called Dallapro, which if you want to do any of your own plastering, I recommend that.
Dallapro,
and you can just roll it on. And then you smooth it out, and it works. And it's not like plaster where it dries really quick.
A plasterer will be listening to this thing. This is like somebody doing comedy on ChatGPT. You'd be like, fuck that guy with his Dallapro. It's shit. It won't hold the test of time. It's a bad job.
They're going, we'll see next year. Yeah. When your wallpaper falls off.
Yeah.
Well, I painted it.
Yeah, you'll see the cracks soon.
So you did your own plastering, but you did it with a sort of little shitty kit from B&Q.
Hey, this is not shitty kit. This is top of the range, high end stuff, mate.
Like, can you paint?
And you did it with your dad, which is also a little bit like
homoerotic.
No, emasculating.
Why? It's all right doing it with your dad.
It's not emasculating like having to ask your dad to do stuff.
Yeah, we do stuff together. I've done stuff on his house. He does stuff on my house. We have stuff out.
I don't know.
You've
obviously got a much nicer relationship.
I mean, your family have not got a great history of doing stuff yourself, have you?
Yeah, that's it.
Your house is going to fall down and go, oh yeah, he died.
Yeah, that's it. We got to have two clerks on the job just to make sure, just so that one can check.
Yeah,
just so one can answer the inevitable questions.
I made
after the death.
We did the maddest thing that we've done together was he had he's got like a sort of vent in his house, and squirrels were getting in and living in his loft, in the cavity. So I built we made a thing which was absolutely cursed. It was like a bit of round plastic that I'd hacksawed off. I got loads of chicken wire, Gorilla Tape, glue, screws.
It sounds awful.
Thing. And then I had to climb up. It's quite high up. Yeah, we had to rent a ladder for this. Quite high up. And I put it in this hole, and it was just too big, so I'm like malleting it in.
Again, the minute you have to rent a ladder, you shouldn't be doing it yourself.
You reckon?
If you don't own a ladder, then you shouldn't do it yourself.
We own a ladder, just not one that's that tall.
Then don't do it yourself.
So where was it? Where was it in the... Whereabouts you were climbing up to? The side of the house?
So yeah, it's up the side of the house, like at the back.
Right.
Like it's
in the roof.
Yeah. So
why did you make a squirrel torture device rather than just a squirrel house?
Well,
so they didn't have to go past that and you just burrow there.
This is what I'll tell you about my dad, is that I said to him, if you don't want the squirrels to stop living in your house, you need to block that hole up. And he went, no, I've got another idea. I was like, all right, left him to it. How are you getting on your squirrels? He's like, went to Ellesmere Port, gun shop, bought a gun. Right, so he sat in his spare room like Lee Harvey Oswald, right, with his, and it's like got a sniper scope on it. This air rifle.
God,
and he's
He's like, not well.
Yeah.
No, I quite like that.
That's not well, is it?
That's nice.
And basically,
it's not going to stop the problem.
Nice old-fashioned way of sorting things.
It's not going to stop the problem.
Well, it is.
They're not going to learn it. Go, oh no.
It is when he puts its head on a spike.
This is it. I think he thought, oh well, if I get a few of them, then the others
will
tell.
Yeah. They'll tell. Yeah. Stay away from number 38. He's a fucking psychopath.
That's so autistic.
Mad Nichols at number 38. Leave it alone.
I'm going to scare the squirrels.
Yeah, and to be fair, for a while, and then there's some more squirrels like, hey, this hole's good, let's get in there.
Yeah.
Because the thing is,
the word hasn't got around. Generations have passed.
Because the house is pebble dashed, so they climb. This is what sparked the whole thing, was that they can climb up the pebble dash with their little claws, but they pull bits of pebble dash out, and one bit smashed the roof of the conservatory. I had to get a new roof for the conservatory. So these squirrels had cost him a few grand.
And he was like, why he wants to
no wonder he's torturing them.
He's like, block the hole up or gun. I think
the twists and turns of this story are wild, but I understand the gun now. He wants blood.
Surely he'd block the hole up first, and then when he go looking for the hole, bang.
Or just poison. But he wants the satisfaction of blowing the red off.
I used to live in Wavertree, and I had a big rat problem.
Oh yeah. Did you say on last pod about the rat that jumped at you?
I can't remember it now.
No, was it? Or was it Stuart?
I've
might have been Chapman actually.
I did. Well, I think because I taught
Chapman. Sorry.
Right. Well, basically, I got Chris Sullivan to give me. Do you remember Chris Sullivan?
Yeah.
He gave me a gun. He gave me in
that sounds about right.
In exchange for gig tickets.
Yeah, that works. Absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with that.
But that was after I tried to poison them, which did nothing. Then I was like, then I got this gun off Chris Sullivan, and I didn't manage to kill any of them. So then I got these glue. Did I tell you this?
Go carry on anyway, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Well, I got the glue traps.
Fine, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realise I was repeating myself.
It's all right. It's fine. Enjoy it.
What's the story?
We got the glue traps. And then I was like, I'll just go up and hit them close once they're on the glue traps, but they just ate the glue traps.
I can't remember that one, but yeah, that sounds funny.
Well, I have done this on stage, so maybe you just remember the material.
Wait, how did you get rid of them then?
In the end, called the council. Which
He's fucking...
Which, to be fair, goes back to what Rob was saying, which is just don't do it yourself. Get a professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like the idea you tried. At least tried. I've learned now to not try to do anything.
Right.
Yeah. Never try.
How's that go on?
I put a shelf up.
Well, yeah, I've not put. I go. There's no point. I tried to put a hook for like a towel or something on the back of our door, and it ruined the door because I thought I would have needed a plug, and I didn't need a plug because the door was hollow, and it's just ruined now. And I just don't need any. I go. You know what? I'm just done with this. Yeah. I don't care.
So what do you?
I've now got over the fact that I'm now not a man. And I go, that's fine. I don't mind. I'll sit there and watch somebody joiner do it and look sexy with his forearms and everything. And I'll be like, that's fine. I don't feel any. I'm fully over the manly.
There's no insecurity.
No.
But how do you, like, it's just one of the things like this. These things cost money getting people around to do these things.
No, but if I do, it's going to cost more and it'll be ruined anyway.
Oh, right. Okay.
There's no point.
That's fair enough.
Everything's going to cost money.
Right, yeah.
You can either get money, you can either pay the money to do it or pay the money to fix it.
And especially if it comes to something big like shelving or mirrors, they can kill. So you've got to go.
Mirrors?
Mirrors can kill. Yeah. You're hanging a mirror above a couch that you shouldn't really do, but if you have to, that falls on you. That falls on your head.
Why would you have to?
Because you need a mirror, don't you, in the room?
Above your couch?
Mm.
It's a mad place to put it. I'm with you on that one.
No, I agree. It's a dangerous thing to do, but sometimes you're left with no option.
You're left with no option.
Sometimes the mirror's got to go above the couch.
You're just saying this, and I cannot work out why that is. You just put the mirror somewhere else.
No, what's happened is he's put stuff elsewhere.
Right.
And hasn't realised I need a mirror.
No,
and then the mirror's the last thing he's bought, and he's gone, I should have to go above the couch.
I mean,
rather than going, I'll rearrange the room. That's too much work.
No, again, he's speaking out of turn. He doesn't know the full story about any of the interior design.
Right, I just assume.
He's assumed, but the whole moral of the story is that we bought a couch for a previous property we were in that now doesn't fit the room, and therefore we can't do anything really with this.
So you bought the couch before the house?
Yes, the couch was with us.
But there's still no reason why the mirror can't go anywhere else.
No, there is, because it just wouldn't. It could go on one other wall, a couple of other walls, but no, it had to go here, and it's done.
This is like me in the plane crash. Like I'm just like, how is this working?
Yeah, but I've said this before on podcasts and to people. There's so many things that go into why something is the way it is that I can't I couldn't. There's hours. There's literally. This could go back for about 8 hours as to why that mirror's where it is, and it's boring. But there's a reason why that mirror's there, and we can't talk about it because you'd sit there for 8 hours and go, we don't need to know this. It's like, the mirror's there. Not ideal to be above a couch. I understand, but it could not go anywhere else.
And you didn't hang
it's
it
done.
there?
No.
Who did that?
My cousin. He's a joiner.
Oh, right.
Who did it all in about half an hour.
Right, okay. This is probably why you're not finding the joining thing sexy, because it's your cousin.
I know he does, that's what he's saying.
No, I do find it. I think like that. Imagine living with a man who could build and do everything. But then I imagine what's the worst is imagine being with a man who thinks he could build and do everything and he can't. And it's like,
if you given a choice now between
comedy or a joiner,
a touring stand-up comic, so we're not talking arenas, but we're talking nice enough living, or being a joiner / handyman who can do everything to a standard that you would find acceptable around the house, which one would you be?
I think I would have to go with the comedian because the joiner thing, unless I've made enough money to not do it by the time I'm 40 odd.
But you're gonna make enough money as a joiner, aren't you?
I know, but it's a long day, innit?
Yeah.
It is a long
Yeah, you got
day.
everything that comes with it.
If I could just work for...
You've got to go and do joiners hours.
If I could drive to the venue, put up a mirror and a shelf and come back, I'd do that, and then I'd do comedy as a hobby if I wanted.
No, you can't do both. That's
right, I don't know. I think that the comedian in me says the joiner, but the human in me says the comedian.
It's not apples for apples, though, is it? Because you've gone, do you want to be like in the top 1% of comedians, or do you want to be an average joiner?
No, not an average joiner. Okay, then. Top 10% of comedians and top 10% of joiners.
Yeah, but top 10% of comedians now is a wild 10%.
Exactly, yeah. Like we're in the top 5% of podcasts.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Yeah. It's not the same, is it? It's not the same. I mean, you can be a massive comedian, but then still not be considered very good.
No, I think you're talking financial success, really.
Well, financial, but I mean, if you're doing those rooms, you're selling the tickets, and people are coming.
Yeah,
but I'm talking like a tour, 500 seats, 30 dates. That's all you need to do for the year, or you can be a joiner.
There's pluses and minuses to both. The joiner, obviously, you're probably not living with the low-level anxiety of having to do it again. Whereas I can put up mirrors and it's steady and it's stable, and I can
both. I'd say both. You get the
if you then can't do comedy as a hobby,
you're earning the same wage on both, I think. But yeah, you can't. You got to leave. You can't. There's no time for comedy.
I reckon what I should have done is been a mastered joinery from 18 to 30, started comedy at 30, and had joinery as a fallback where I can go. You cannot get these people who can do it. We wanted a guy to build a shed. Getting round to quote was hard enough.
Yeah.
The quote he gives like $1,000, and even then we said okay. Doesn't get back to you. Like they don't need the way you're thinking. Wow,
we had that a couple of times over a gate.
Yeah. So you're looking at it going, that is a great. If $1,000 for probably an 8 hour a day's work from something.
The shed should be easy enough to yourself, though.
That's what I mean. But then
you can get a shed delivered.
Mirror was too much for him. You can't do a shed.
Yeah. No, I think there is.
But you can buy the shed delivered. Pretty much. All you got to do is the leveling out and flagging, so it's got a flat.
Yeah, that you got to dig a bit flat. So and these are the little bits that they know how to do. And he's like a skill joint 40, 45 or whatever. But like the idea that
I'm risking it, slashing on that. Mate.
You're just putting it on the grass.
I'm risking it in the even ground. Yeah.
But what about the wet if it gets into the wood? And, no, you got to flag it.
Yeah. So I'm saying if I'm doing it, I'm going fuck it.
Then you end up with a shitty, rotten shed in a garden.
That's why you get professionals in. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you said you'd risk it yourself.
That was why I haven't done it. Because I know I'll do such a shit job. But I'm saying
you're getting the flagging.
Yeah, but I'm saying you haven't got in touch with someone. You've got in touch with someone. They give you a price and they won't get back to you. And I'm saying what would happen there if I had to end up doing it. I'm saying it's not too hard to do yourself. But then I know if I come to do it myself, I'm not flagging. I'm not leveling the ground. I'm just lashing the shed on it.
Definitely not reading the instructions.
Yeah, I'm just lashing the shed. Yeah, on the thing.
Yeah, but you're not going to do that. Yeah, you're looking for ways around it, and it's going to be a temporary fix.
Yeah. I'm agreeing.
A constantly temporary thing. You go, we got to empty the Temu thing now and put it in the real shed, which is another ball lake, which you won't do. And then before you know it, you'll be diagnosed with something, and then that'll take over your life. And then you go, well, fuck the plastic Temu shed. I've now got to go chemo every other fucking 2 weeks. And before you know it, you'll just be dead. And they'll be like, oh, we got to clear out dead dad's shit gardens.
And the kids are selling the house.
Because he couldn't get a fucking guy.
Do we leave this up or do we stock it down? Checking people to buy it more.
Yeah, so that's what happens. So, like, you've got to look at it and go, but what I'm trying to say is, as a fallback thing, to have the skill to build a shed and put up shelving, they are so in demand, more so than any other job.
And us.
Yeah, it's such a good fallback to be like, it's almost, I mean, I'm 30, I'm thinking, what about if you just did 5 years as a joiner, got a decent skill, and then...
I think you need longer than that.
Yeah, I do. I think it's just being disrespectful, which is why the plastering thing, you're thinking, fuck that guy.
I think you need to be younger
as well. How he thinks he can just do that with his dad.
You need to be younger as well, because I think the problem is now, I think you're just going to look for shortcuts because you're 30 and you're thinking, I can't.
I do really think that the building trade and all that is sort of sneered at a bit almost.
Should have been a spark, mate.
Yeah, plumber.
You don't realise till you actually have to do that. You go, oh, hang on, that whole get a trade thing.
Well, that's it, isn't it? Because you spend like sort of a lot of time, in rented accommodation, and you're just like, oh, the landlord will sort it. And then when you get your own place, you're like, oh God, I need a black book full of people I can trust that aren't going to mug me off.
I've got that black book full of people I can trust who aren't going to mug me off. And like he said, you still can't get them around.
No.
Yeah. I know every single trade there is, and like, I'll sort that for you. And then because you're the mate, they do a half-assed job where they fix it and then leave you with the rest. You're like, oh yeah, you come to like your toilet leaks, you hire a plumber, they fix the plumber, they fix the toilet, they fix the wall, you can't see the leak anymore. You get your mate in, he fixes the toilet and goes, sound, see you later, and you've got to fix the wall and the toilet. And you're like,
what we'll say is on the trade thing is there's ones that can't do it. Like I was speaking to a friend and he was getting one who was doing his house that he's getting, and they planed the doors, but he said it was like a fucking Western. He was like, are you kidding me? Like, he said it was like that. And he was like, are you having a lot? And then he said, well, I'm not paying you for that. And then he's like, fine. The guy even went, fair enough, and just fucked off. So there are, but that's like, that's how in demand they are.
Well, that's because Cowboys.
You can just do it to a decent level.
That's because Cowboys have got that many jobs going on at once.
Yeah.
They're like, I'll do 5 jobs at once, all to a shit level. So if one of them doesn't pay me, it's fine. Because I've got 4 others that I'm doing to a shit level anyway.
Yeah, it's it happened with me sister's garden. They got some people into the garden, and these lads were doing it, and they were just taking photos for Instagram. But the functioning of the garden was terrible, like for the draining or something. And they were like, yeah, but if this rains, it will just flood. So then they had to get a fucking Polish guy in to come and do it, and he did a good job. He was much better. But these 2 lads were just bothered about how it looked for the photo, and they were just going to bounce and go like, it doesn't matter. We don't care about whether this has got a drain or something. They were just living it flat. Yeah. So anyway, that was a good bit of chat about trades, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what
we're talking about. Oh, your uncle died in a plane crash.
We went on from there.
Plastering.
Could you do things with your dad?
No. Just about maybe put a fence panel back in from the wind, and even then someone ended up with a torn hamstring. And it wasn't from the lifting. Someone kicked and someone scooped the That was so funny that day. Fucking carnage.
My dad called me the other day. I was sitting in ours. My dad called me to come round to a mate's house. So he's my mate, but he works with my dad, sort of thing. Come round and help us lift this iron girder. And I'm like, yeah, sound. And realised as I put, so go get dressed, put my trainers. I realised as I put my trainers on, I was shaking. I've got PTSD from doing these kind of things with my dad. Yeah. I just remember getting around and just thinking, I'm 37. I'm too old to get screamed at for not lifting this girder properly. Like, what am I doing? I remember walking in the house like construction site thinking, I hate this. I like, just like there going, I hate this. I'm going to get shouted at in a minute. I'm not going to be able to lift this girder properly. They've got me round because they just
that
said,
way. That everyone's sweating. That way. No, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. And it's just a
lift it off the plinth. Off the what the fuck's a plinth?
Yeah, no, it does get that way with moving stuff now.
Yeah, just
Like a mattress maybe or something. That's another one that can cause family to break down. Can cause divorce.
Well, we've got someone coming in to do our floors in the next couple of weeks, and I'm just absolutely dreading moving all the furniture. I just can't.
Will they not give you a hand doing that?
I guess, but like, it's a mate who's doing it, so I'm sort of like, I think, but there's so much shit in that house.
Is he a good floorer?
Yeah, he's
What sort of floor you getting? Carndine.
No, what's what you say?
Carndine.
What's that?
It's just a type
of tiles.
SPC is it called? It's like a sort of like
laminate.
Not laminate. It's like a sort of plastic floor tile that locks together, but it looks like the business. Scratch proof, waterproof.
Nice.
You'll say
lifetime guarantee. But he did say, to be fair to him, he did go, it's guaranteed for my lifetime. I'll always fix it for you, but when I go, that's it.
Which
is nice, isn't it? It's honest.
Oh, what he said, I'll lay this, and if anything goes wrong, I'll sort it for you.
Yeah, for the rest of his natural life.
No, I think that the lifetime guarantee comes from the manufacturer of the floor.
No. A blood pact with a
that's nice. He's willing to give you that.
Yeah.
I think he probably just thinks, I'm just going to get fucking called out anyway. I might as well say it, and then the gesture's on me then.
Yeah.
But again, laying flooring looks easy. But it'd be something.
Well, there's a reason why I've got a man for that and haven't done that with my dad.
I just couldn't imagine doing anything with my dad. Just fucking.
We just don't do anything now.
It's too much toxic. Just scream at me.
I think the last one I did was a bed, and I moved that myself because I fell out with everyone.
I don't even ask now. It was in my mum and dad were in my brother's last week putting IKEA stuff up, and I'm just thinking to myself, one, I was thinking, how much of a fucking idiot are you to need your mum and dad to put IKEA stuff up? And then I was thinking, why don't they do that for me? And then I realised because the thought of them doing that for me just petrifies me.
What is your dad good at flat pack?
No, I think my mum done it more than anything. I think my dad probably just done some wiring jobs or something for them. Just for like, they were both round here doing jobs for him in the house. I was thinking I couldn't have them in my house. Like, just, no.
My dad's too old to try. Back in the day, he would, but now he's pretty much blind. So I don't think I think he's even said himself. Yeah, I think he wouldn't even try it now. Yeah, but back in the day, he would have done it.
Yeah.
But
we had a weird, because my dad's getting a bit on. He's getting, it's his birthday tomorrow actually. But he's
happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Dad. He this winter I had a gig in Leicester, and he was like, "Oh, it's really icy," and I was like, "Yeah, but it's only in Cheshire. And as soon as I get out of Cheshire, I'll be fine." And like, it's on main roads, it's gritted, like it's gonna be fine. He's like, I don't know, and he got really weird about it. And I think I sort of said, "Look, Dad, what's going on?" Because like, I can drive to Leicester to do this gig. That's not a problem. And he's like, I think basically just said, "This is the first time I've been scared to leave the house because if I fall, I'll hurt myself." And I'm like, that's what's coming down the line for us.
Yeah.
It's that like, I'm just like,
how old is he?
He's gonna be 67 tomorrow.
And he's scared of fall now.
Yeah. My mum broke her hip a few years ago, falling over.
Yeah.
So do that on stage. Did she really?
Where? When? How? What kind of fall?
That can cut your life short.
Go backwards, forwards.
Yeah, no, my dad's fallen a few times. Like,
has he?
Yeah, but it's fine now.
It's all when
he could have died the other day.
My dad needs a fall, man.
Has he not had the fall yet?
No, well, he's still young, man. My dad's young, anyway. My dad's only not even 60 yet.
Isn't he?
No, but he's just fucking. He needs to slow down a bit, and he's still got the mentality. He's just does what he wants, and nothing will ever like. My dad, nothing will ever stop him doing.
Yeah, you're like with your feet. You used to be scupping your feet all over the wires here, and I was like, you need to. But then if he's like that at that age,
well.
I see my dad walking around. I'm thinking he's going here.
Well, example, he's on
timbering.
He's on the fucking Manjaros putting weight on because he's drinking so much. Because nothing will ever stop him doing what he wants. Like it must be some sort of.
He's still got an appetite.
A mentality thing of like nothing will stop him doing what he. No, it's just the ale. Just fucking like he loves the ale.
But does he not get full to the point where he can't drink anymore with it?
He'll just drink through it. Rather than be less of a man and go home early from the pub.
I almost want to try this just to sort of feel like, because obviously so other people are saying I just didn't feel like having it, but then your dad's going, I'm drinking more, I'm keeping drinking.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
because that's how important it is to him.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is then the whole sort of getting a burger and getting all this. I'm always wanting to try the Ozempic because
Just to see whether you can.
well, now your dad's still putting on weight on these jabs.
That's a medical.
Not
marvel.
all the time, but like there's
that's-
weeks when he put on weight because he's just drinking so much.
It's all water weight though. So if he stopped drinking for a week, it'd probably all melt
He's
away.
probably
and
eating
he could
shite because he's drinking as well. 'Cause he's blathered.
But no, but it's meant to take away the appetite, innit?
It's meant to. I don't think it is. I think
It's taking away yours a bit.
You drink so it has with me, yeah, but I'm not fucking 4 nights a week in the pub doing 10, 12 pints at a time.
I do like hearing stories like that though, because like it makes me feel like I can keep going.
It's just, I think it's a certain level of determination people don't understand. Like he's so wants to do what he wants. Yeah. He's so much wants to do what he wants that he's always done, and be with his mates that he just nothing without like even stab it. Like you know when they say when smokers used to get a drug, didn't he? That stopped them smoking because if they smoked it made them feel sick, and then some of them just smoked through it. That's what my dad would be. Obviously that was smokers to smoke, but that's I think with ale that's what my dad would be like. Rather than looking less of a man going home, and he'd be like, I'll just fucking like there's nothing stopping me doing it.
Well, that's now inspiring me to go and get pissed tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's a hero, really.
There is a bit of it where I think, fair play.
Yeah.
That is a level of determination Olympic medalists have got.
But drinking's a
for their
depressant
sport.
But it's a depressant.
Not for him, it's nice. There with his mates having a great time.
Absolute commitment.
I think that's bullshit as well. People say drinking's depressant. No, if you're a depressed person, drinking's depressant.
I don't know.
I think it catches up with you, the depression. I feel bad the next day. I get depressed. I love it at the time. I'm in such a good time. Yeah. When I get the chance to cut loose nowadays, which doesn't happen as often as it did, I'm just like this is it. I love this because I used to be a big pisshead. I was out sort of when I was at uni sort of 5-6 nights a week, getting hammered, and I loved it. And like I still get that taste, still get that.
I'm desperate to go for Guinness now.
Me too. I'm thinking, when we wrapped up. You got to do school run,
right? Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get him on the page so you can find anyone else to do it. I think I've got to do dad duties afterwards now to think of it.
But, and I think, and if the Ozempic's not going to stop that,
you think it gets to you?
Yeah.
You think the depression comes at some point?
Yeah, it catches up with you.
I don't.
Yeah, you got to pay.
I think you got to be a certain person.
Even if it means cancer.
I think it's like a catalyst. That's all it is. If you're a depressive person, it'll be a catalyst for your depression. But if you're not, then I've never once made me sad.
I think that's because
I've had a few cries when I'm bevied, but that was because of stuff that was already lingering, nothing to do with the ale.
Yeah. I think you're very sure of yourself in a way that's like you're quite a confident person, and I constantly question myself all the time. So then the next day after I've been hammered, I'm like, oh no, what have I done? Why have I done it? Yeah, and then that's that part of me, the sort of.
I've never understood that mentality.
Well, why would you? You never needed to.
I just understand why people constantly what are they questioning themselves?
What do you like constantly live in self-doubt and fear?
Yeah.
I think that's the normal way to be. I think you're the outlier.
I think probably am, but I just don't get it.
No,
I think I'm a sociopath.
Yeah, no. How I'm going to respond to being told that I'm dying is something I think about a lot. I think about that a lot.
Yeah, like a good one to
when I go, right, one day you're gonna be told.
We're all gonna die.
I know, but
you're not just accepting time's time.
Yeah, I know we are, but early.
There is no early. Time's time.
Yes, I understand the philosophical thing of it's already laid out for you, and what's going to happen is going to happen to you. And then
the only thing, this is another thing I don't understand people's fear of death. The only thing I fear is I don't want to leave me son in a fragile.
No, but if you died now, if you died,
the impact on him would be harsh. But in terms of death,
but if you died now, how would you feel your life's been?
Great.
Right. You think they couldn't get any better?
Oh no, I've got regrets, but we've got regrets. I think everyone carries regrets. That's
But
life.
if people
innit?
looked at if you died now and then people went, "What was his life like?" They went,
What were you expecting?
"What they think? Well, what would they think of your life?"
What were they expecting?
Well, did you have a good life?
I think so. Yeah, got loads of mates. Had lots of fun times. Got a wife. Got a house. Got a child.
But also, there's the other side of that, which is like we worry about that going, oh, what will other people think? It's like, do you really think they're going to give a shit?
No one thinks this. This is my thing with anxiety. I think anxiety is labelled wrong, and I think because of the way we label it, which is why like we accept it or too accepting of it. I think almost all anxiety is just narcissism. And if we stopped calling people who were anxious, if we started calling them narcissists, then maybe people would be less anxious because they'd be less prone to allow themselves to slip into that way. Because I've yet to see an anxiety that isn't centered around me, as in the individual. Social anxiety. Oh my God, what's everyone going to think of me? How are people going to what people going to think when I leave? Oh my God, what's everyone thinking about me? It's like the world doesn't revolve around you. When you leave a party, no one's sitting there going, "What was that? Oh my God, I can't believe they've left. I can't look at the way they left. I can't believe they." No, the party goes on. Like it's the same as health anxiety. It'd be terrible if I died. Oh my God, if I got that illness. Oh my God, it's like I've yet to see an anxiety that isn't centered around that person being the centre of the universe.
But do you not think that idea that people are the centre of the universe comes from somewhere, and that is that like ultimately this sort of like Thatcherite idea of like
massively
it's Tory
I mean, it's the same with like I had this this has gone a weird way, but now I had this thinking today. I was literally sitting there thinking I saw that Aisling B talking about WhatsApp groups, and I thought today the people who actively hate WhatsApp groups are the problem with society. Because everything's centered around there. Oh my God, I hate like just ignore it or leave. And then it's like, oh, you can't leave. No, you can. You can't leave because you're too worried what people are going to think when you leave. Just leave. And then if you don't like WhatsApp groups, you're also 9 times out of 10 the kind of person who makes things harder to organise because you've got to be contacted individually, to be asked individually whether this works for you, while the rest of us are trying to get a date nailed down. You're making things more difficult, and you're probably also the person who will cry the most if you get left out.
Wow.
Society, the problem with society is there's too many people who think they're the centre of everything. And it's Thatcherite, yeah. I think Thatcher's got rid of community. Yeah. Whereas I think anyone 30 years ago, WhatsApp groups 30 or before Thatcher, people loved them. We had them. It was called pubs.
Yeah.
Community centres.
Well, that's sort of an interesting, because I think that's why I like Liverpool so much, just because obviously it's so anti-Thatch that like I'm like, I like it here because this speaks to me. Which actually brings me up to something that we touched on the last pod, which I was like, oh, I kind of want to follow that up because I thought this was interesting. Like, because obviously I moved up to Liverpool in 2009. Yeah. I've lived around here. I'm now in Birkenhead, but I'm not a wool.
But you're not a wool?
I'm not a wool, am I? Or am I?
Yeah. I would. What do you call me a wool?
I think you could be.
I think people would misplace calling you wool. I wouldn't say you're a wool
because I'm not from round it.
Because you're not. I would say the big thing with wolves is quite often they're trying to be scouted. Well, for me, a wool's the kind of person who says they're from Liverpool on holiday,
right?
Like a Saint.
You're wool in passion.
Yeah, that's. I think people. I think. But
I'm a wool as well, but you.
I think that's just the way wolves evolved. I think wool's evolved that people call you a wool now.
Yeah.
But for me, you're not a wool because you're not like St. Helens, fucking kind of outside areas, like Wigan sort of way on holiday you go, oh yeah, from Liverpool.
If you drill down, you're not.
No, but I'd never be Scouse either, would I? That's the thing.
No, you're not Scouse.
Never be Scouse.
There's wool and wool behaviour, I think, though, and that like there's a spectrum.
A lot of people just outside of
spectrum. Yeah. Like if you just look like if you just got like just something funky about you, like you're just a wool.
Yeah, it has evolved.
Yeah,
wearing white socks.
Yeah, anything like that. And just basically what.
Do you wear white socks?
No, not anymore.
Right. Got a little scar there, like a Harry Potter scar there.
Yeah.
That's made me think Harry Potter vibe.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you have them glasses on last time?
No. I started wearing them more because I should.
What? Because you need them, not vanity.
No.
Oh, aren't they? Right.
Drove here, didn't I? So.
You need to wear them for driving, but you can do it without them.
Can do what?
Can you live without them on? normal life?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I'm not used to it. I'm used to it.
So you just need them for driving?
No, I should
Long or short?
long. So I just need them. But
Could you get by with them without them driving?
Yeah.
as well?
Yeah.
Not true glasses then. Not true glass. Not like a true blind man like me.
No. You're properly blind.
Yeah.
He likes to say he is, yeah.
Yeah. 4.75 and 5.5.
That's bad.
Yeah.
I couldn't argue
Thank you.
with
You contacts?
Yeah, contacts, yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Because I like me periphery.
that. 2020, me.
2020?
Yeah.
Nice.
Full boss eyes, me.
When was the last time you got them checked?
Never needed to.
Well,
Never,
yeah, I didn't think
you
of
have
it.
to see something. You have to see something I can't read.
See you winky.
Imagine that was it. Let's see you wearing fat. You just need the glasses.
Yeah.
Whole time thinking you're fat.
Oh dear.
We had that, didn't we, about someone thinking they're really attractive.
What?
Like it was almost some of my glasses and I podded us them more. And saying like there must be like there's a time when people just didn't have a clue what they looked like, sort of thing. Like imagine thinking you're really attractive and put glasses on and go, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm fucking hideous.
Yeah. I don't know.
To be fair, if you look at your reflection for a long time, you notice a lot of things that you didn't notice before.
Again, I'm too narcissistic.
Yeah.
I just find myself really attractive. I just think, oh yeah, you are really handsome. You.
Yeah.
Maybe the rest of them just can't see it.
My ears are a different height.
Are they?
Yeah. Found that out trying to get my sideburns right. That's how I found that out. Was like, well, I've done that to the bottom of there and that to the bottom of there. Why is that different?
Was that in the hairdresser that you noticed that?
No. It was like right. Well, if I do this one to the bottom of this ear and this one to the bottom of this ear, then that's going to be the same.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
No,
it wasn't. And I was like, what's happening? And the only option was.
But did not even look the same? Was it noticeably different?
Well, you tell me.
No, it's fine.
No, but no, your ears. I'm saying when you've done your sideburns,
yeah.
was you looking in the mirror going, oh, they're the same because of the same ears? Or was it not like an optical illusion where they look the same? Or was it like, no, they're clearly different?
No,
lengths.
the sideburns were different.
So the ears were the optical illusion.
Yeah,
you assumed they'd always been level.
Yeah, you assume
and then the
they're
sideburns
level.
were like, oh, for fuck's sake, now perspective has come
exactly.
into it.
Yeah.
I've got different level ears.
Now I've got a reference point.
Yeah.
And it's the ears that are wrong.
But I think you should never look at yourself too long because you go, this is not good.
The barber's is the worst place to be when you just sat in the mirror just looking
confronted with yourself for
looking
an
at
hour.
imperfections, yeah.
But no, but there's got to be people out there, and there is, that will go, no, this is absolutely perfect. But like legit, not like sort of you're narcissism.
Not mine. No, I'm more mine's more acceptance than
right. Okay, but like there's got to be some people like 10 that are going, yeah, just hours of this. There's more of this. 10
out of 10.
Yeah.
There is some people who are vacuous, like
you go, like everything.
But the problem is though, you call them vacuous, but they're not vacuous. They're just honest.
Yes.
There's some people who are just so fit, like, and they've never had to develop anything else because they're just so attractive. Yeah,
there are people out there that will go, no, absolutely. Even the things that you might think they might be, that could potentially be a hang-up, they will go, no, actually quite like that. Like, if you can sit there honestly and just look at you and evaluate yourself and go, brilliant. Like, not many can do that, but there's some can.
I've got that bit that I wrote ages ago about, like, where it's like a sort of like logic bit about being a 9 out of 10 or whatever.
Yes.
That bit. And the problem with it, it's a bit I've done for ages. Basically, it starts off with me saying, oh, well, I went to a friend and asked, like, I was just worried about Outlook. They said I was a 7.5. And then basically I used maths and logic to make myself like the most attractive person in the world. Yeah. The issue with the bit is that, like, if I'm not looking good because I put a bit of weight on, or my hair's a bit shaggy, is that I got on stage and go, yeah, I got a 7.5, and everyone goes, fuck off. No, you didn't. So, like, you have to, like, keep yourself. So it's like one of them where it's like, when I'm in shape and I'm looking good, I can get away with it.
Yeah.
But if not, they're just
quite funny that, because
even though it's not a fat joke, it's sort of.
Well, most comedians would be like, I need to look worse. Whereas you go, in order for a bit to work, it's important that I look better than the usual norm.
Yeah, that's it. I've got a.
Well, it's like you say, you're not fat enough
to be a fat cunt.
To make fat jokes.
I can't call a fat cunt a fat cunt.
No.
Whereas he can call a fat cunt, but I can't. It's a privilege.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's an easy
But
way
I
to fix
feel
it.
fat, and we all feel.
Like you say, you are morbid.
I am obese on the chart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like, I feel like it's like something that I can't.
Oh, there will
I should be allowed that.
There will be groups of people where you're the fat cunt.
It's like being able to say the M word when your granddad's black or something. You know what I mean? It's like, can you squeeze that one past or not?
Just need a pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's because I watched rap battles. There's this pen game one, and there's this guy that people say they're not happy with him saying it.
Right.
But I think he is okay, because I think they went, we've done the research, he's fine.
Gonna bring the birth.
But yeah, one of them was like, I'm not happy about him being able to say that one on this. But
that is funny. That like so, you know, when some kids were so big that they used to take the birth certificate with them to go and play sport.
Right.
Like they were so much bigger than everyone, like to play rugby.
No one ever called that,
he is an under-10s.
Imagine rugby, maybe.
Here's his passport, his birth certificate. Yeah, it was. And I think a couple of times at football I've seen it happen as well.
Have you?
Like, I imagine.
You just sort of accept it and go,
well that's, but we've yet to see someone, like, and then I imagine going to a rap battle and to be like, is me lineage?
Well, that's the sort of thing with it. There's no, like, it's, people get a bit like, oh, can't you, isn't it? But
there was a lad at our school, Big Will. That's what he was called. Yeah, we turned up year 7, and he was like a 6 foot tall man.
Yeah,
and you get on the rugby field, and he would just annihilate.
No point,
it was like he was playing for county, he was doing everything. He was athletic, but also he was just built like an actual man.
They've actually had that in like I'm sure it was at someone who played for like Lazio under 18s, and he was just some like African fan. He just looked like he's about 40, yeah. And he's like, he's in the
just
under 17s,
face,
and he just looked so old, like the eyes and everything was just old. And you think he was thick, he had man sort of strength. You thinking, but then sometimes with documents, that's the whole thing with the Home Office, isn't it?
What was he was the controller saying it? A Nigerian 30. Oh, he's only 30, but he's a Nigerian 30.
You said that?
A manager got in trouble for saying it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I remember there's a comedian that had to give up stand-up because of what he did and all that. But he used to sort of be in them situations where he's got to interview, or he knows people got to interview these people that come over that they've got no documents, no nothing.
Yeah.
They're sat there in a fucking school tie and everything, fucking meaty wrists like that. And he's now got to go and find out whether that guy's 12. And he's just sitting there going like, he can see the stubble as all the way up here. I think that would be a funny job.
Yeah.
That would be a good job when you sit there and you got to sit opposite you, and then I've got to sit there with a lawyer and go like, you're 11. And you're just sitting there going like, he doesn't speak any English, nothing, and you're going, you're 11 years old, so where's your mum and dad? You know, when we were born, like 2013.
Where were you on 9/11?
Yeah.
What's 9/11?
He's
called.
What else been going on?
What's this cafe curry thing? This is.
It was after your episode.
Was it?
Yeah.
I loved it so much.
Cafe and curry acts.
So okay. So is this everyone who goes on gets on the?
Well, we started going through the guests, and then we got bored after about 30 episodes.
Right. Oh, fair enough.
But the idea was put everyone on.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So how was the comedy night? Have you done one or two?
At the start, didn't we?
How many?
Yeah. So I'm running a few. One.
Was it all? Is it a cafe audience, or have you made it a cafe because you're booking it?
What the
That's interesting.
Which one?
If you ever got a venue,
yeah,
that you looked at it and went, "It's a curry place." This, would you take it on?
Yeah.
Or are you solely booking cafes?
I'm solely
because that lineup was cafe.
What the one?
You had Platon and Bolton.
Yeah, that was cafe. That was cafe. But I knew I was doing.
Were
they
they a cafe audience?
Yeah, they were cafe, mate. Really? They were cafe. But like, I'm running some curry stuff. I'm running curry stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Got
What's your curriest gig?
You got any curry bits?
I don't know. We had a good. Well, to be fair, I'm running this one in Kelsall in Cheshire. And we've got the next one. We've got Danny Deegan and Jojo Sutherland.
I just get more curry than that. Yeah.
Are you trying to work any curry bits out? Loud, screaming, swearing,
fingering.
Well, yeah, I've
maybe problematic.
I have looked at my set and tried to make it more that way. It is hard though.
More aggressive.
It's just
shout.
The difficulty with it is I think
shorter. Yeah.
I think the problem is that like I'm used to working places where people have come to see me, and now I'm going somewhere and people are like, I've come to see comedy. Yeah. And I'm like, right, well, this is what I've got.
And they've all got the idea what comedy is as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I think my stuff's too. What I actually think the problem with my set is at the moment is I think that there's too much where I talk about me, and they're not interested in that. Mm. There needs to be like I think there needs to be a bit of stuff which is about
the world.
Yeah, stuff that that's like. I think because I do like.
Depends how introspective it is.
Yeah.
If it's you and they can't relate.
Oh, there's like bits where I'm like, oh, my girlfriend, or there's this and
have you tried shouting?
I haven't, to be fair. I haven't tried shouting. Is that the way to do it?
I tell you, I don't often give advice because I'm not one to give advice. I'm not like that, but just give it a bit more bark. Say it rougher and you'll get something more.
Yeah.
They'll feel something more if you scream at them a bit.
Yeah.
Just whatever bit you're thinking about doing about you, just shout it.
Yeah.
Just shout it and swear a bit more.
A faux raise, yeah.
Shout and swear and just see it. Maybe it gives it a bit more of a new twist.
Yeah.
Same with if I do a shouty bit, I go, I wonder if I speak this bit out and then it dies even more. So maybe if you just shout it.
Yeah.
And then go, see how you feel.
Yeah, I'll try that.
But maybe I haven't got the energy. Maybe you go, I can't be bothered shouting.
It is quite a low. I've got quite a sort of low. It's quite conversational.
Yeah.
Low energy to me.
Yeah.
But I have found myself like trying to like perform more. Whereas I was really trying to do that less. I was really trying to just be like, hey, this is just me. I'm just talking, man. And
that's a performance though as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you're trying to act a lot cooler than you are.
Would you love to see comedians?
I don't mean cool as in like, maybe less. You're trying to act a lot less nervous than you are, or something. Or I don't know the right word.
It's like
struggling to find the right words, but you know what I mean.
I think that because the first time I was like I really want to do comedy was watching like Jack D when I was like 12 or 13. I was like, that is amazing. I want to do that. Like I'd watched like loads of Peter Kay before that, and I was like, oh, this is funny. I didn't, but it was never something I thought I could do. Then I watched Jack D just stand there and be miserable, and I was like, I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, it's one of those where like, so I've always kind of liked that sort of low key, like delivery.
Status, that's where I am.
But would you not like to see comedians who perform that way, perform with like the opposite energy? I think that'd be so interesting. It probably wouldn't work.
I think I went from high energy to, I'm now quite low. Just I stand still, I deliver my bits, everything's got a purpose.
So you're low energy now?
Yeah.
But your set's really lean. It's like got so it's
smooth.
It's smooth.
Smooth. There you go.
It's like everything's precise.
Yeah.
In a way that mine isn't. I'm not that. I'm like
you're more.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Because you're trying to sort of be low energy, but then I feel like the nervous or the insecurity comes through.
Yeah, that's probably it.
It's just a conversational style. It's just more loose, more.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but like. Yeah, but then I feel like in that conversational style, your personality comes out more. So if your insecurity starts showing, that's why probably at Curry gigs, when he's doing a bit, I think Curry gigs don't want anyone to be insecure, whereas cafe gigs are like, oh, yeah, we relate to insecurity. In Curry gigs, insecurity is a weakness. They don't want you to be insecure.
Yeah.
Being able to go out there and go, you know what, maybe I just need to witter on it and it'll probably go better than being concise. So if you just go, this gig will be better if I just witter on.
Yeah.
And then that will get a different kind of energy.
Yeah, but I think there's different ways to witter on as well. There's witter on the whole, as if you're constantly asking them for their validation.
Yeah.
And there's witter on in the sense of, I'm going to witter on because I like wittering.
Yeah. The other thing...
You'll have to get on board with it.
The other thing that's been interesting is I've been opening a bit more recently. And like, that's like just a different job as well, because it's like, sort of trying to set... You're trying to set expectations for everyone, really.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of harder than closing in some respects because you're like...
I find opening harder than closing.
Yeah, because it's less money.
No. Even when it's the same money, I just... Like you say, it's that sort of expectation of like... And especially like... Yeah, it's just... There's just that sort of bit of... They don't know what they're getting you.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes I can be good. I can be a refresher sometimes. When people have had acts who are like happy and like sort of like, if you've had acts who are very different from me and then I come on, I tend to do well better because I'm like, let's say, not refreshing, but I'm something different. and I'll talk about stuff that's maybe harder hitting and maybe be a bit more taboo without being offensive. Whereas when you're getting that from the start, it's a bit like, oh, I'm not a palate cleanser. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm more of like, are we allowed that? Or like the less on board. Whereas if you've had people,
it's almost like comedy nights benefit from diversity, innit?
Not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, as long as it's diverse before me.
No, as long as but you can be diverse as long as the rest of the bill's diverse.
Yeah.
No, it's massive. Yeah, you don't just three of the same. It's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
too much.
That's the sort of skill of booking. I think I am enjoying that part of it.
Definitely,
enjoying making bills that work.
And the book are diverse or book one to die.
Book one to die.
But if you go on diverse, go like, well, put their shit.
Put someone weaker, so they die, and the others will have a better.
So three good acts that are the same is worse than two good acts that are the same, or three acts that are the same but one shit.
Let them die in the middle, and then they go away. Headliner smashes it, opener smashes it, dies in the middle, and they go away going, that was a good night.
So I would argue three good straight white comedians is worse than two good ones and one shit one.
Yeah, I agree.
Put three straight whites on, but one shit.
Having that dip and not come back up again makes the audience go away going, oh, that was great.
Yeah.
And then they write off the one that was shit and think everyone else was great and go, it's a good night that. Whereas you have three going, come away, go.
So if you can't book a diversity on roller coaster, race and gender and everything, go for
quality,
whatever the three you can get, but get one shite.
Put someone in.
Shitness is the diversity on tonight's in place of real diversity, book is so shit of it because that changes the night of it. Then
book a sacrifice. That's
sacrificial lamb.
But then because I MC on my own nights, I'd feel bad. Like then I've booked you to die. Then I come on. That was shit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Don't tell them.
But you could put them to die and they leather it, and then that means the one you've booked to close who's good. Yeah. He dies, and then you go, that's the skill of the booker. You've got to book it. You go like, I know he's dying here, but then that's the fight. That guy who turns up who's meant to die, and you're like Gladiator then fighting Caesar. And you've been stabbed in the side before you go on. And you're like, they got no chance.
There as an MC.
They're all on Americanos. They're all over 50. It's hot. You're dying. And you go on there and you smash it as a middle and you go, and you thought I was dying here, didn't you? And then the headliner
You're
goes
not seeing this bit. This is a cafe bit.
Yeah.
Wait till I finish on this.
Yeah, brilliant.
It has
editorial.
Yeah, it is. That is the thing, isn't it? Is that like you go out on and you just got to do it, haven't you? The job is just make them laugh however you can. It's fucking it's blood. I love it. But
You would also like to be able to build a table from scratch, though, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd love to.
Oh, yeah, never really got into the answer to the joiner thing.
Oh, we did.
We went on about it long enough.
No, but I don't know whether...
Did you want to be a joiner or a comic?
Genuinely, no. Just think it's a good fallback. It's my advice to any comedy.
I think now I've had a kid.
Be a joiner.
I very much lean towards joinery.
Yeah.
Now I've had a kid, whereas pre-kid I said comedian all day long. I'm an artist, chase that dream. Now I've had a kid, I think it would be nice to just be settled and stable.
That is the thing.
It would be nice to be settled and stable and have working hours when I know I'm going to be home and
and also knowing how much money you're going to make every month.
Yeah.
Miss that.
Or being known how much you're going to turn down. Imagine that. Because I'm going to turn down this amount this month.
Yeah.
That would be a position.
Not having to chase it.
Si Wozniak's never getting a shed from me.
Yeah. God, imagine, I've never looked at it that way. Imagine if you're in your job, you're going, I'm going to work this out on how much I'm going to turn down. What a position that would be. And go like, turn down $4,000 worth of work this month.
There's comics that are doing that.
I know. I fucking know.
No, let's not go there.
Dirty numbers.
Oh, no, that actually just upsets me that there's comics doing that.
Yeah, I got a message of a fee that they went, can you get this number? And I said, just tell me what the offer is, and I won't reply. I'll just leave it on double ticks, and they just messaged me the offer of what they wanted for this act, and I just left. I just didn't reply. I just went, can you just can you let me know what this offer is for this act for a Sunday? And I went, right, okay. And they sent me what the offer was, and I went, right, okay. And I just moved on with my life. Insane.
Yeah, it's upsetting, isn't it?
Anyway.
You think, I've smashed gigs well harder than them. But, oh, well.
It doesn't matter, though, because I've also died way harder than me.
Yeah. Got to accept that as well.
The people in this room we're mercurial. You know, it's like it could be the best you've ever seen, or
Yeah, but we're all just unemployed meths, really, aren't we?
yeah.
Couldn't be joining us.
Yeah, we're all just unemployed. We are.
We're all scared to get called pussies on a construction site. It's the reality of the situation.
Getting heckled when you're carrying a load of wood. Oh, I left that job for this, and now I'm getting tethered even more. Here he comes, Krusty the Clown. I'd love it. Imagine that goes again during this show because you couldn't handle mean audiences, and you're just getting murdered on building sites.
You haven't even got a microphone.
Oh, don't fall off the scaffold and you might die.
Yeah.
I suppose you're used to that, aren't you? Fucking loser.
Oh,
You're a pedo.
that's the worst. That's the
Good
worst.
guess.
Finding out you're a comic. Oh.
Everyone on the building site's a pedo, though, aren't they?
Yeah. You're nonce. Oh, fair enough. He can handle himself, this lad.
But then here's the thing with comedy is that when we're performing to these crowds who are used to that, they'll be looking at a comedian going, well, this is what you should be able to deal with this. Because on their site, their laughter's probably going, just tear them to bits all day.
That's how my dad doesn't like stand-up.
Yeah.
Because he thinks he's funnier than them.
Yeah.
Because his
idea
of comedy is head-to-head.
Yeah.
Banter off combat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is definitely a sort of, you do get that section of the audience, don't you? That are like, well,
yeah.
And they're the ones that fill the arenas.
Unfortunately.
They're the ones that fill the ones who go, yeah, head to head, and then and it is funny. It is. When you see someone and they're just tearing strips off each other and you're going like, yeah, he's really upset about what they're saying. And you're like, he really wants to cry. That's why they found it fight, they have straighteners on the side. Oh, it's toxic, isn't it?
yeah.
The whole game is to make someone cry.
See if someone cried in a roast battle, it'd still be funny.
I think it would be so funny if someone, I can't do this now.
That'd be so. You know what? Like,
What do you think there's something tragic about it?
I've never done a roast battle, but that's a really funny idea. Is to just go on and just every time they say anything, just start crying.
Well, this is why.
That's been me.
This is why I like battle rap because they're horrible.
Yeah.
And but they kind of get it. It's meant to be this way. But I was speaking to one guy who I did a gig for ages ago, and he used to do it. And he says, "Oh no, there is fights."
Yeah, you can imagine.
Like it's not. You think it's all just like, oh, at the end of it, if someone there's in the crowd that are watching. Sometimes if one oversteps it, there can be just fights all the time because they're so disrespectful.
Yeah, has anyone ever tried to deck you on stage?
I've had people try and yeah.
Someone from me,
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got his own footage.
I can't find. I think
Oh yeah.
It was on TikTok. Actually,
I've had people do it, but then they've not came on stage. There was one guy who was hammered at a nightclub, and it wasn't really that big of a deal because there were so many barriers for him to get over. But it
was pros and cons on that. No raised stage, nothing.
Cafe is full.
Yeah, cafe is full.
just face to face.
And I held the microphone stand against his chest like a lion tamer, while still trying to do the gig, being like,
no one came.
There is no security in this.
It was Mike Edge.
Shit house. Yeah. No. Yeah. Literally. Like.
Yeah, he's probably. I think we should.
Oh, George.
George ended up.
Did he?
Yeah, ended up taking him away.
Lad.
But I was like, there's no security here. This is.
So what was the bit? What do you remember?
I genuinely don't know. I think he was just talking. I just told him to shut up.
And he just
once too many times. He's like, yeah.
Right.
Then,
so you pushed him back with the mic stand.
Literally.
And he couldn't get around that.
No.
Just to swipe that away and.
He probably could have. He was probably a bit of him where he's like, We'll just accept this is happening.
Yeah, he's probably read Mr.
One of them,
Attendant. I'm gonna
hold me back.
Like Bemmy's one. Bemmy's one when it was just like
so funny.
Yeah. So that way, he just big fucking 6'5".
Though.
Yeah.
Standing over him going, and my girl wasn't here, there'd be trouble. Bemmy's just like, and what like.
The funny one is, have you seen Russell Hicks's in Top Secret? So funny because like Russell Hicks gets like, I can't remember whether someone fronts him or something. Anyway, so then they kick the guy out, and then Russell carries on. But then they let him back in, and he's just like, only in England would this happen. Like, the idea that he's like just been almost assaulted, and then the guy got let back into the fucking room.
Talked his way back in.
That Greg, there was another guy, Greg. Do you remember that one? Have you seen that one? That Greg Winfield, is it? Some guy, he's having a bit of thingy with this back and forth. This guy, and he goes like Russia, Ukraine, whatever, and he gets to a point about, I don't know if it's suicide or something. Anyway, then the comedian Greg has him off, and then he just stumbles over. Cafe gig as well, but stumbles over, and then this Greg grabs him by the throat. Two of the audience members grip him, and they carry him out. Like, decent clip. He's done well off it. Like, good.
That's it.
Good following now.
If only there was a camera back. We were filming everything back in like 2015 or whenever that happened.
What, the fights?
Yeah, just film.
I don't know. I think it's also
don't we?
giving audiences a green light to fucking slap us.
Yeah,
that's what everyone was worried about the Will Smith one, wasn't it? Like,
yeah.
Oh, they're all gonna think they can do it.
Well, Frankie Allen's, he's got a few online, haven't
he? Yeah, but he literally he needs that to happen. He wants that to happen.
Yeah, they are.
That is good for him. Right, Alastair.
Yeah, I've got to go and do the old cool run
stuff.
Great.
The documentary, didn't get onto that.
Yeah, well, that'll come out when that comes out. So yeah, we've got what have we got coming up? I think I'm doing Brighton Fringe next month.
Nice.
23rd, 24th, 25th of May at the Temple Bar. My new show, Alastair Clark on the Record, which we're also taking to Edinburgh. So if you're in Brighton, I don't know how what's the possibility?
We have people from Brighton.
Oh yeah, well, if you want to come, it'd be grand.
Wow.
The toxic ones who can't stand the fact of what Brighton's become.
God.
Well, if you want to come and see my silly jokes about working in a record shop, then that's on.
All the Bristol heads feel the same as well.
Yeah.
And then if not, just shouting like he's on a building site
as he's walking down the street. Yeah. Right, sounds patient. Nice one. Ta-da.